Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Simplified Lux Life podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the best coffee spots in Pensacola because if you're like me, either you are from here or you're visiting Pensacola, and coffee is a must every day. And there's something really special in Pensacola as far as coffee goes that I haven't experienced in any other place, which is that there are a lot of baristas and coffee shop or coffee truck owners that really care a lot about the quality of the product and all of the behind the scenes of the coffee that make it so much tastier, so much cooler of an experience, such better quality coffee than any other place. And if you don't know me already, I have the Simplified Lux Life podcast and blog. I love bringing to you anything and everything that makes your life luxurious, but in a simplified, clean way. And being what I would call like a new local to Pensacola, there are so many cool things here, so many awesome experiences that I have loved and what's made me fall in love with Pensacola, which is why I stayed. And one of those things are the small businesses and the coffee here. So let's get into the best coffee in Pensacola. These are in no particular order, and I will let you know that this is being recorded in late October of 2022. These coffee places do tend to change a lot, what they offer, their opening times, their availability, all those kind of things, but this is the most recent, and a lot of these are mainstays in the community. So this is in no particular order. To all my coffee shop owners, I love you all, and you're all fantastic. So let's get into the first one. Jitterbug is located in East Hill, Pensacola, which is right down the street, walking distance from our Lux on Lakeview Airbnb. And Jitterbug is inside of the Magnolia. The Magnolia is a restaurant that they serve brunch and dinner. Sometimes they do lunch as well, but Jitterbug's inside of there, and they have really cool seasonal coffees. And they do a really great job of doing a seasonal coffee that is not too sweet, not overly sweet. It's not like a Starbucks where they just pump in a ton of pumpkin syrup and charge you $10 for it. They actually craft a really beautiful mix of flavors in their lattes, and they have some really incredible teas as well. And they also make some gluten-free bakery items, which are really good. My favorite is the grapefruit cake that they make, which depending on the time of year, they may or may not have it, but it's really good. Make sure you try a pastry when you're in there. I also have an off-menu drink there called the Kate because I went to Starbucks and had an ice shaken espresso and I loved it, but I wanted to support local instead. So Ari reached out to me and was like, we can make that for you. And so you can ask for the Kate, which is an ice shaken espresso, 3 shots. You can ask for 2 if you only want to, if you're not trying to get crazy. It's got honey and brown sugar, and then it's shaken up in a shaker like that you make a martini in, and it makes it this amazing, almost fluffy is not the right word, but like an airy iced coffee. It is so delicious. It's not too sweet, but you can always make it a little bit sweeter if you want to, so make sure you ask for the Kate when you go to Jitterbug. And then we have Maker's Coffee, which is in downtown Pensacola. And by the time this episode comes out, they should have their shop open full time. Right now, they have been doing pop-ups on Saturdays for the last, I think, over a year now. But Caleb, I just saw him the other day, and he said that by early November 2022, the Maker's Coffee shop should be open full time. They're going to have some amazing bakery items as well from a local baker, and they make a really good matcha latte. I love that, either hot or iced, and they make an iced honey latte. That was the one thing that I forgot to mention is this is a signature drink of the area. I'd never had an iced honey latte before. I used to think honey in a coffee was really weird and would be a strange flavor, but it's the perfect balance to espresso. It's okay in iced coffee. Honey is okay in iced coffee, but it's a really nice complement to an espresso drink. So their makers coffee downtown Pensacola, they have a great matcha latte and a great iced honey latte. By the time you hear this, you should be able to actually go anytime and get a coffee. Then we have the Leisure Club, which they are a little bit closer to the airport, so grab that on your way into town, or if you have a morning flight out of Pensacola, definitely grab one of their Angelino coffees on the way. You can call ahead and they have a drive-through, which is really nice, very convenient. It's really easy to get to. The Angelino is like a very decadent iced coffee. It's got 3 shots of espresso. It has East Hill honey in it, which love supporting local. It's also got cream in it. I have a dairy aversion a little bit, but this one seems to be okay, and it's definitely worth getting it the way that they make it on the menu. So you can always call ahead and get that ready to go because they're usually pretty busy. Also, if you have time to go there and eat, they have some really good vegan brunch options, which is a special thing here in Pensacola. You can try a bunch of different things on the menu with their vegan breakfast or brunch combo, and it's really tasty. So after that, we have Constant Coffee, which is in East Pensacola Heights. That's all of these from our Airbnb, which is in East Hill. Everything is a less than 10-minute drive, which is really nice. So Constant Coffee makes another iced honey latte. I'm a connoisseur of iced honey lattes around town, but they make one called the Bee's Knees, which is really tasty. And I usually get that one with oat milk. I get most of mine with oat milk, except for the Angelino over at the Leisure Club. I just let them do it as is because it just is perfect that way. And a new place downtown is the Rex Cafe. It's in an old theater, which is really cool. It's a very beautiful space. It's a really good place to go and have a business meeting or meet friends, hang out for a little bit, read a book, because it's just a gorgeous space. They have a really good iced or hot honey latte, and I really like their iced teas. They're a nice, refreshing tea to get during the summer when maybe you don't want to do a second coffee of the day. For me, I can't really do more than one and a half coffees. Otherwise, I'll be bouncing off the walls. So the Rex makes a really yummy iced tea. They have different flavors depending on the day, the time of year. And because they are a old theater, they have a popcorn themed latte, which I haven't tried yet, but it sounds really good. Another cool thing about the Rex is that they have pastries from our local vegan baker, Sam at Ladeau. A lot of times they'll have her donuts and her cinnamon rolls, which you would never know were vegan. In my experience, vegan pastries are one of the most challenging things to make. I've tried to make them myself, but even having them at other places, they can often be so dense and thick and just like cakey. But Sam does an incredible job of making vegan pastries that you would never know were vegan. She actually, fun fact, she started getting requests from people to make vegan donuts in her donut food truck. And she started to swap over some of the donuts, but not tell anyone that they were vegan. And then she announced that she had been... Sam, you can correct me if this is wrong, but for the most part, I think I have this right. She slowly started changing over the menu for everything to be vegan and then announced like, hey, I have all vegan donuts and they've been vegan. So for those people that are freaked out about trying vegan food, you've been eating it the whole time and loving it. So now you just get to say that you eat vegan. So Sam makes amazing pastries, and they are at the Rex. The Rex has great hours. Really, everybody has pretty great hours. Just make sure to look them up on Instagram or you can look them up on Google, but Instagram usually is the most current of if they are open, because Pensacola is a small town and sometimes places are not open on Sundays or Mondays because we need a rest day. And there are some extras that are a little bit further out of town is Craft Bakery, but they are really tasty. They make amazing different kinds of lattes and hot coffee drinks. They do a really good job of balancing the flavors and asking you what level of sweetness you want. And I really like their stuff. It's just a little bit more of a drive from our East Hill Airbnb. It is about a 15-minute drive, which if you're from a bigger city, that's not far at all. But for here, it's just a little bit of a drive. It's not bad. It's worth it. And they have a lot of different pastries and breakfast sandwiches, all sorts of fun stuff there. They do cakes. They have hummus even that you can buy from a local hummus maker. Really cool stuff. And then if you are on the go and Leisure Club is too north for you, you're trying to go downtown and you need something fast, the Bodacious Brew Thru is right on Main Street. They make a really good iced honey latte too. It's a huge size drink, so if you want a really big iced coffee, that's the place to go. You don't have to get out of your car. Really easy. I'm pretty sure they're open 7 days a week, so that's an easy one to go through. In Pensacola, there's really no reason to go to any kind of chain for your coffee because you're going to have so much better of an experience when you go to one of the local coffee shops, and they all have special things about them. There's plenty that I didn't even mention, so you can just look that up on Google. If I like to use Google Maps, pull it up and hit the button that says coffee, or you can search coffee. You'll find a bunch of places. But if you go to one of these places and you order one of these drinks, tag me on Instagram. It's at Kate Waldo _ because I want to see what you got. I always love hearing what people get. I actually, on Instagram, had some people tell me what their favorite orders were yesterday. And Emily, she said at Craft, she gets the cappuccino with an extra shot and level 1 of maple, which sounds really good. And then Chansey said that she likes to get her iced honey lattes with coconut milk. If you're visiting, or if you just haven't had an iced honey latte in Pensacola yet, that's obviously a must try. And I want to hear what y'all love. Tag me and tell me your coffee orders because I'm always finding new things. And I hope you enjoy all these cool places.